Okay, so why am I not having... There we go. Alright. There is a thing that has not been changed yet. Through this, but we are gonna get ourselves going. For today. Um, Now, last night I was gonna talk about the, I have a video that I was gonna talk about the ACA stuff today, here. But, we're live, we're roaring, we're going. No intro today. I'm actually gonna see if you guys don't want to see the intro. Um, this is just some testing going on. Um, that I think I don't really need to have an intro. I don't think. I never really do a lot of things with the intro, but and the thing is I was gonna talk about the that into more detail, but unfortunately I didn't get a lot more detail out than pretty much um that, and you guys can see that previously recorded for YouTube and stuff. Um, but we have a big monumentous win for LGBTQ Americans. Um, LGBTQ Americans who are it's really bad for trans people right now, and it's still going to be because of it. And I still think that it's still going to be a bad decision. Um, but we do have the big win of keeping same-sex marriage alive, which is a monumentous win for a lot of people. It's a win for even people who are trans who happen to be same-sex as well. It's a monumentous win for a lot of people, but don't count on it being an absolute W though, because there could still possibly be. We still have to continue to keep fighting just in case more decide to, unless decide that the Supreme Court decides to get in more people because somebody passes away or. But anyway, so today we're gonna absolutely. I installed a mod, um, um, I always hate doing these ones. Trust me. But, um, I am telling you that we have the ACA stuff, um, that I still feel like that we're gonna have a problem with the LGBTQ things, and for a lot of reasons. Um, the healthcare with the ACA, yes, um, it is a problem not being able to get the healthcare that is deserved. And but at least it's still funded until January 30th. So for now, people will still have their healthcare subsidies, but but ergo, we need to work on um I'm making sure that we get universal healthcare for everybody, making sure that everybody has um that possibility for us getting the affordable healthcare and the affordable um, things that we need to be able to make, like, I know that we can't fund everything, and I know it's going to be a tough decision, tough challenge, but the only problem why we're not being able to fund these things is if you are such a somebody who believes in America first, um yeah, see, I always like to have like that there. Like, I don't get, I understand that, but I'm like, if I can't see through it because of that sun visor, do I have to sit my head down lower because then I can't see any. That's why I don't like driving in America, is because I hate driving big rigs like this. Like, a lot of people think that I'm crazy for me saying that, oh, I should be driving, that American big rigs are horrible. I'm gonna tell you, it's horrible because you gotta freaking worry about not being able to see what's down in front of you. As easy, it's just harder to see on that than it is for safety standards in Europe, where you got the flat nosed and you can easily see with a mirror, having a mirror up in the corner, um, being able to see right down below you through that mirror, um, it helps a lot more than people realize. Um, and that's one of those things that I I am happy with, and I'm happy with a lot of things. Um, and I'm gonna tell you, like, I am somebody that stands with a lot of being able to make sure that America has its thing, and a lot of people are rightfully mad a lot about the ACAP, about the capitulation. 8 Democrats capitulated, and they capitulated because of their constituents. Well, if it's because of their constituents bombarding them or blasting them, it's like, you know, I'm like yeah, they're bombarding you, blasting them for it. But it's like, what? For what? You're gonna sit down and capitulate and let, you know? I understand that, but you can't sit there and say that you have until January 30th to fund this for only 2 months, and it's like, no, that should be a permanent thing. It shouldn't be like it should be at least a year. I stood with at least a year to come up with a plan, to to come up with a decent plan that is willing to help and protect America, willing to come up with universal health care. I think we can fund universal health care if the I'm not saying that we need to give these billionaires like a um a 95% or 94% or whatever increase, or requiring them to pay. I think what we should really do is make sure that they're paying 50%, um, and making sure that that 50% goes to helping America, and making sure that these people deserve and be able to get the right to have a health care that is there. Now, you can still have, dental, like Canada does not have dental insurance, does not have anything other than healthcare insurance, and that's it. But Trump's not gonna stand here to support it. He's one of those billionaire bros, that one of those um, big hotshots, big wigs that don't care about American lives. If he cared about American lives, he wouldn't be going after illegal immigrants. Even if those legal immigrants, there's going to be some that are going to be out there. But how many times have I gone out there and seen so many of these crimes being done by legal citizens too? Like, I'm serious. The problem is like you go and you look at. Okay, hold on. I guess it could have gone down that way. Here. I know I could have done that, and you know what? I made that mistake. I make that mistake a lot. Um, but there is a thing that I did shut down, guys. Um, I have now. See? Nah, it's only trailer damage. I can load in a previous save and stay right where I'm at. Because that's just a cheeky way to do it. So it's one of those things that, you know, it's a challenge for me just to all of these guys, the music that you are listening to is from older SCS software titles. For menus, so I wanted to really just add in SCS stuff. I was looking in and seeing if I could, and I think it'd just be a lot better. I did not get any copyright issues with the other one for it, but I just feel like just being able to, having... Oh, 6-7 responded with a message, huh? Don't know, I'll look at the message later. Guys, I don't check my DMs on stream, so if you happen to send me anything, I'm not gonna do it, and I'm also not going to look at DMs. I'm not gonna respond to DMs if it's something that we are going to do this. We're just going to confirm you just to see where it goes. Because it just brings in the nostalgic feeling for some of you guys. Like, SCS has been around for a while. Like, on it. Okay, so we have, actually, you know what we can do? I like to use the quick travel if I have, like, yeah, no, I don't do convoys, I'm sorry. Oxnard will just do quick travel for $54. The thing I wish we could do is being able to, we're just gonna rest until we get our million, then we'll rest and get our full thing there. Alright, so now, and thanks Butterfly for joining the TikTok live. Now let's go to company, let's go to Garage Manager. So the international there, that's got the international LT high sleeper. Okay, hold on. Let me clear the tank out. Let me see what we've got. We got the medium. So its maneuverability is going to be reduced, so we're just going to keep it at the medium 6x4 on it. So that's all I wanted to know, because we're going to upgrade our driver vehicle, and then I will yeah, we'll downgrade you. Let's go to our medium. Six by 2, 605 with an 18-speed retarder. Then we'll confirm that. Okay. And then copy the config, confirm that to our other. No, actually I meant to full config now. To confirm that. Now, I found the thing I'm going to do is we're going to go to used trucks here as well. Go and check international. We got the international LT day cab again. Now we got another one of those. Oops. Let's go to truck dealers. Yeah, now we can buy online. Okay, but I want to make sure before we do officially buy online, are we using, we have the International 9900i, is what we do. This one's the International 900i, that's the International Lone Star. This one here is the International LT High Rise Sleeper. And that one's the International 900i 72 Sleeper. I will put the 72 Sleeper for higher cargo related. So what we will do is I will not upgrade you yet. Let's buy online. International, customize this configuration. And I found out that and then we go down here. Just to confirm that. Purchase for our place down there. Okay. Let's go to truck manager. It's new International LT. Copy the config. Config. We now have an extra International LT. We do not. Let me go look up Garage Manager here real quick. We also can do the high-rise, an International high-rise sleeper as well. Put one down in Denver, but that's all we've got available right now. Using the 51s. I want to put the 72s. I want to put the 72s out here. Because the 72s are going to be probably a lot better for winter anyway. So we'll put the international out there, which means the 72 to be out in Minneapolis. So for international, we only have the international LT day cab, but I believe we can also get out of Denver. We can get another international Lone Star from the used market. I mean, from the truck dealership, sorry, in Flagstaff. Buy online just to make sure. Customize the configuration. No, it stays at the medium setup there. Then we go down here, we put it to 65. We go with the 18-speed retarder. And then we'll hit confirm on that one. And then we'll purchase you. Where's down here into Denver. Let's go down to garage. We're gonna put that high reflector cabin up there. Because I feel like all of our internationals should have our high cabin reflectors on all of our on that. Now that one says 140 gal. But it's okay. No, copy your config. No. Why can't I? Oh, because I probably already did copy it down there. Okay. So now let's go to our recruitment agency. Let's hire one. Actually, you're on the list. F is on the list. Because we do need to hire too, so, F. You know what? We'll hire you. And I'll put you down in there. So that means now we should have a couple more drivers. We're gonna check a thing real quick, and then we'll do one more call today. And then I'm gonna get directly off. Now, the reason why I say that is because so now that's just a horn adapter, which I don't need. I'm just seeing. Okay, I'm not changing anything within my vehicle. Okay. Now let's go to external contracts. That's gonna take us 3 hours to Barstow. Do we have... That's gonna be the best one. So we'll go to Barstow out of this. Remember, we have to get at least 15 of these, and I should be able to. For a lot of... Yeah. Some days I feel like I'm driving in Europe some days, and some days I feel like I'm making the wrong decision to where I'm supposed to be driving, But no, my favorite one so far is the international, this one. I like the old-timey feeling. I believe it's way, way, way back here. And I like driving, we're not driving a lot though, for what we are driving, because we're only pretty much just taking, hold on. We've only got like 5 deliveries to go on this. So this will be our 11th delivery, because yesterday I did like a few extra quick deliveries yesterday, or earliest this morning, however you like to put it, on a pre-recorded video that you guys can watch on here on YouTube. But if you're watching via TikTok, thanks Butterfly for joining the TikTok live, or watching via Trovo or that matter. I might think about something. I'm gonna test something out. I'm gonna do this probably tomorrow, actually. Um, because if I will be able to get this thing done before it just means I gotta take smaller um trips, and being able to get 5 of them done. I'll be able to get 5 of them done because tomorrow night I will be able to have some easier. What the ay, ay, ay. I was turning you. Ugh. Stupid. I. Ay, 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 ay. Sometimes I get a red light for turning on a red. Now I think you're supposed to be here on the rightest most lane in order for it to not. Another freaking red light violation. Like, seriously. Like, I don't understand why when I can do. I don't get it. But I don't quite get the whole situation with the stinking World of Trucks violating a red light, turn on a red light. I wonder if it's tied to just basically just genuinely World of Trucks basically says that you just have to wait, not turn. Sometimes it's just weird. Thanks, Brody, for joining the TikTok live. Thank you. But I will tell you this, guys. If you guys are interested in a lot of this content, being around me and being around the content, throughout all of the the situation, with this LGBTQ thing, it's really sad, and it's really sad that we need to be protecting LGBTQ. I'm sorry, but I am some. Whoa. How am I thought I could. Fuck. Ugh. Fuck. Why? Now, of course, being able to stay, I think yeah, we're gonna stay in this lane. We're gonna San Bernardino. Not really. We're just, yeah. Are we going to San Bernardino? No, not really. We're going to Barstow, so it's basically Um, no, we might be going to see the San Bernardino, California. Um, yeah, I don't see where San Bernardino's on the list. Um, but I don't see San Bernardino. Dino on the San Bernardino is that San Bernardino, California, or does this lead down to Arizona or Mexico? Don't know. I don't. I think it's just right around here. But one of the things that it's really saddens me that we can't get trans people protected, but we can protect the gay and lesbian community. We can protect the LGB, but we can't protect the T. It's really sad. And but hey, it's a sad day for that, but it's not really a sad day for truly. It's actually a really nice day. It's really a fantastic day for me. Seeing that the gay community and the same sex community pretty much being able to have their rights and being able to make sure they are staying protected. They are absolutely 100% willing to protect them. And I'm gonna say this: it's like they're no like they're not really being harmed in any way, shape, or form. Nobody's harming you. Nobody's forcing you to become this. You know, basically, if like Kim Davis, basically, if you're not gonna sit there and be willing to marry somebody because your religion says that, then why are you in a job that basically does that? It's like, look, I've told you, I have worked in many places in a job where sometimes you might have to take that job and work on a Sunday because that's all you can do. Sometimes like you are a doctor, or you are or because you are somebody that it's a cop, and you might have to go away from your um you might have to go away from your um decision on might have to violate part of that, but it's you can't really help a lot of the time, um because there are times where in your life you can't you necessarily need to have food on the table for your family. Okay, a table food on your table for your family, and sometimes you can only travel 1 or 2 days a week, and in order to do that, you can only get it on a Sunday, and you might only be able to do that, and it's okay. Like, it's okay that you might not be able to shop on Sunday, but that you're not supposed to. But there are going to be times where you might have to, and it really does matter sometimes, and it really does matter a lot of the time in protecting a lot of um, the the sanctity of doing what's right, but at the same time, like what can you do if all you can be able to is afford to travel once a week, because you can only afford to go get groceries once a week, and you can only travel once a week to make ends meet. you know um, then Okay, fine. That's all that you need to know is that I'm wondering if it's foggy out. Ugh. Yeah, it's foggy. I might have to remove the better graphics, for this one. Because there might be a conflict with one of those things. Because it's trying to bring in the fog, and I don't think fog is. Okay. Yeah, I cannot see through this misty fog. Like, I think it's just gonna be where we just follow, the weather for, we might remove this weather mod, um, but it's gonna be about that time for me to get off anyways, but we are gonna drive as much as we can until I can, and I'm gonna tell you, like, you know, anyway, before we got rudely interrupted, it's one of those things where it's like I said, it's like you might have to break your morals a little bit. You might have to, you know, help. Like if you're not willing to go out and marry somebody because of a different faith than you, like I then and you're only at a and you're at a religious site or religious institution or religious this or religious that, that is fine. But when you are sitting there in a job to facilitate marriage licenses, and your job is, and it's not, and it's not to facilitate um, the marriage licenses for um, uh, as a county clerk or a county this, your job description is to marry anybody. Your job description is to protect marriage and be and do your job. You know, your job may ask you to do something that you might not agree with. If you don't, you can either you can either follow the law, follow your job, and be able to continue to have that job. Okay, or you can quit that job and find a different job. Okay? And that's going to be the truth behind all of this. Is you are you are pretty much basically might have to um, you might have to break some of the morals that you have set up for your thing, your because of your religion. Okay, you might have to break that, but if that's what it takes, because you need to fix your, because you're basically not willing to do a job, because you know most of the time, yes, you stick to a moral, you have some morals that you know that you should try to stick to. Like there's a couple that I always will stick to. I'm just basically, if I can't get it with a private job sector, not being required to work on Sunday. Look, like if I can't work on Sunday, if I'm not supposed to work on Sunday, but I have to, because I need to fill in for somebody, because I'm doing my part, because this person is out sick, or this person can't do their job because of X, Y, or Z, then it's not, and then it's my responsibility kind of a little bit to pick up that responsibility a little bit. Just because it might, you know, we might have to do something that we don't agree with. But that's okay. There are some things we will not agree with on a day-to-day basis. There are a lot of people who work in our jobs who have different views and different ways of doing a job, because that person's been out here working 50 hours a week, 60 hours a week on this issue, and or working even longer than that, you know, like it's one of those things where we have different, I don't know what I'm trying to say there a little bit, but we're basically just trying to understand people and understand each and every individual to some degree is a good idea. We shouldn't really, like, look, there is going to be an individual out there that's going to believe that the earth is flat. The earth is not flat, but there are people out there that do believe that. There are people out there that believe in there are a lot of people out there that believe that LGBTQ people should not be livable, should not be accepted by society, that they should be squashed. There are people out there that don't believe vaccines should be there, but it's like there's only two things that I will never ever budge on anything. Like if people are going to tell you shouldn't get vaccinated because of this, no, because they tell you, oh, because it's not going to protect your family, it's not going to protect your children, it's not going to help at all, it's just going to destroy your life, kill you. There are chances of things of that happening, but it's going to be, it's going to the risks, the risks that happen because of that are far less than protecting people who need to be protected for the vulnerability. If your child has not been allergic to anything, or not allergic to those things, make sure you're getting make sure they get vaccinated, because getting vaccinated will save many lives down the road. That child who ends up will save somebody else's life, because the vulnerable person that they're always around. There are going to be people that are going to die because for the rest of their life, because they've got a lifelong disease in their body that they cannot fix because of it, and we take the necessary precautions to not we take that necessary precaution to not do it. It's the thing is like if you are active with um other adults and active doing a lot of things with them, you can get yourself into a problem with getting a disease that unfortunately that you might not be able to get out of. And it's always that what you should do is, and I've kind of realized, like, you know what, I kind of realized that you shouldn't really making sure that you're following necessary precautions, making sure that you're only doing it with one person, or making sure that if you're doing it with one person, making sure that um, not only that person, but if you're doing it with multiple people, that you absolutely, that person and the rest of the people that you're with are all that they're with, then you're gonna be more likely to be protected. You know what? That's gonna be something that we can easily do. Um, it's always better to just keep yourself protected by abstaining from certain activities that can do that. Now, not now. Sometimes you can't sometimes you can't abstain from everything, because sometimes there's going to be something out there that is going to take away somebody else's life because somebody did a bad thing with how can I put this, with the R word, the R and then ape, um on that, and it's one of those things that um that can happen, and then they're stuck with it because they got something that shouldn't be happening in the first place, but it happens. You know, there are a lot of people out there that, you know, diseases can save lives. You can protect yourself by just taking necessary precautions. Not like, you don't have to be like consistently 100% um 100% on the protection. um you don't have to be 100% at trying to keep yourself safe, but if you take basic necessities, basic precautions, then you should be okay. um and that's and that's a good thing. Because what I'm going to do is we're going to go over here. um because it's always a good idea to just make sure you're vaccinated every year if you can. Like, I know some people aren't able to get vaccinated every year because they can't get the funds to do it, or they don't have the thing, or they just won't get vaccinated because they think that they're fully protected. It's like, if you aren't gonna get vaccinated, like, I always make sure I get vaccinated at least every now and then, because to be honest, because I'm like, you should like, if you're in your 60s, you should probably get vaccinated every year. The older you are on that, is quite the best option for it. And it's always a great idea to be fully making sure that you are staying protected. Use necessary precautions. That sometimes not everything you can do. Like, sometimes, like, you know. Um, um, because we're gonna need to get some gas. I'm gonna just do it. But it's like you always want to make sure that you stay safe and those things, and that's why, and that's kind of one of those things that I will not like. If I find out that you really aren't getting children vaccinated and children stuff like that, that's one of those things that I like. If I find out that you did it because your child is because you just don't want to do it, I'm not gonna hang out with you. But if you did it because if you can't get your child vaccinated because of X reason, because of your religion, I'm sorry, no, and you say that it's because of your religion, but where does it say that it's part of your religion? So we got a new passage. We'll see where that goes later. I'm pretty sure it's probably it's probably gonna end up we're gonna probably end up down that way for that secret passage. And I think that might be a better way of doing things, but we'll look into it later. But we're gonna save our game, guys. We're gonna get off. Live 10/11/2025. Oh wait, is it 10? It should be 11/11. Hold on. No, I'm pretty sure I can. It's not 10/11. Live 11/11/2025. There we go. Alright, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. We're gonna get off. I'm gonna go make some supper. And then we will be back here at 9 o'clock tonight. We have 4 trips to go to get this thing done. That means we got 4 trips to go. Within that, I will probably most likely have it done tomorrow. Like I said, this won't take me that long to get done. So I'll have plenty of time to get it done. But if you guys would like to see content, make sure you guys are followed, make sure you guys are subscribed across all of my social medias. Down there, remember, sometimes it's free, sometimes it's not. YouTube, everything is absolutely free right now. Subscribing is free. Becoming a follower on TikTok is free, as well as on Trovo. Subscribing on Trovo is not, though, but you do get to watch past live streams when I remember to put them behind a paywall. So anyway, we will catch you guys later. Bye.